Hi, I'm Shala Maheva, and I'll be explaining the Task 2.2p, which is the account program that allows accounts to deposit and withdraw certain amounts of money and then print the amounts and their names to the console. First, we'll discuss how classes are used within this program. There are two classes within this program, which is the account program class and the account class. Now, first, in the account program class, the purpose of this is to contain the main method, which is the entry point of the application. Then, this account program class manages the creation and manipulation of account objects and demonstrates how they are used. Then if we look at the account class's purpose is to define the specific attributes and operations used within this program. The specific attributes can be the decimal balance, which is holding the account's balance, and then string name, which holds the account holder's name. Then there's the constructor that's initializing a new account object with the name and initial balance. And then there are three methods within this program, which is the deposit method and withdraw method and the print method. The deposit method allows to add funds to the account, while the withdraw method allows to withdraw certain amounts of money from the account, and then the public void print method prints the account's name and the balance to the console. So this account class defines a blueprint for creating account objects with specific attributes such as balance and name, and operations such as depositing, withdrawing, and printing. Now we can discuss how these methods improve the readability of our program. There are three methods within this program, which is the deposit method, withdraw method, and the print method. With the deposit method contains deposit logic, making it easier to understand and manage. If we need to make any changes to this method, we can make them in one place. Also, it improves the readability and provides clear feedback on the deposit action and the updated balance, which helps us understand what happens during the deposit operation. And if we now discuss how withdraw method improves the readability, the withdraw method handles the condition where withdrawal amount might exceed the balance. This method provides feedback based on the transaction success or failure. And also it keeps the withdrawal logic separate from other code, which simplifies our debugging process and the maintenance process. And if we look at the print method, it consolidates the logic for displaying account information into one method. This improves our code organization and readability. So that's how the methods improve the readability of our program. Now we can discuss the program in debug mode. I have already added a few breakpoints within this program. I have added breakpoints within the account program and the account class. Now, these breakpoints I've added is to make sure that all the account objects are being created properly, and these breakpoints make sure that the deposit method is working as expected, and these breakpoints make sure that withdraw methods are working as expected, and these breakpoints will help me inspect whether the account details are being printed to the console as expected. Now we can start the debugging process by clicking Start Debugging. And we can use the locals and watch terminal to inspect our code. Now, if we step into this line of code, it should create an object with the name Colin Hoover and balance 20,000. Now, I will step into this line of code and then it takes me to the constructors initializing the object. Now, currently in the locals, the name is set as Miss Colin Hoover and the balance is also set as 20,000, which means our code is working as expected. Next, we can go and test Lauren's account, which should be updating the name into Lauren Asher and balance into 30,000. Now, if we go to this, as you can see, the constructor will initialize the object account for Miss Lauren Asher, and the name is updated Lauren Asher, and the account balance is 30,000, which means it is working as expected. Now we can test this the same for Jim, and it should be Jim Carey for 50,000. And as you can see, the Jim Carey and 50,000 has been updated for name and balance. Next, we can test the deposit methods. We can first check for Colin and check if the Colin's account balance should be deposited by 4,000, which means the 20,000 should be 24,000. Now, if we go here, now the amount is shown as 4,000, which is correct. And then the balance should be increased by the amount. And this is the name of this gets right. This writes to the console that new balance due to fund increase. And the decimal, and we have the balance updated to 24,000. And if we go here, that those lines have been printed to the console. Next, we can test the same for Lauren for depositing with 5,000. So the 30,000 should be increased by 35,000. And we go to the locals, the amount is 5,000, which is correct. And new balance due to fund increase, it should be updated in the terminal. And now, as you can see, the 5,000 amount, and now the 30,000 increased by 5,000 became 35,000, which is correct. Now, if we go to the terminal, it has printed the name, Lauren Asher, deposited the amount, which is 5,000, and then the fund increased 35,000, which is correct. Now, next we can test the deposit method for Jim, which should increase by 6,000. Now we can go to the locals, and the amount is 6,000. And if we can see, the Jim Carrey deposited $6,000 and it should be increasing 56,000 and right into the terminal process. And which means we have the code working as expected. Now we can try the withdraw methods to see and inspect if it's working as expected. Now the college should be able to withdraw $1,000, which should be now the 24,000 minus 1,000 should be 23,000. And if we go to the locals, now the amount is 1,000, which is correct, but which is what Colin wants to withdraw. That line says Colin will withdraw 1,000. This is amount 1,000. And now it's then 23,000 as expected. And the terminal should have written that the Colin who withdrew 1,000 and the final fund balance is 23,000, which is correct. Next, we can try the withdraw method for Lauren, which is Lauren should be able to withdraw 500 from his 35,000 balance. Now, if we go to the locals, the amount is 500, which is correct. And then the balance should be withdrawn by 500. Now it has 35,000. Now, as you can see, the balance is now 34,500, and it should have written the process to the terminal. So you can see the withdrawal method for Lauren also worked as expected. Try the same for Jim. Go to the locals. The amount is 50,000. Jim Carrey wants to withdraw 50,000. Now he only has 6,000 because he previously had 56,000, and now he withdrew 50,000. Now it should have written the process to the console. Yep, that's working as expected. Now, next, the Jim tries to withdraw $9,000, which should not be possible because he only has $6,000. Now, we can check if this works as expected and gives an error message to Jim. Let's go to the vocals. The amount is $9,000, which is correct. And should work means like as you see, it's giving the error message for Jim because he doesn't have $9,000 in his account. As you can see, it says over here in the locals, and it has written that Mr. Jim Carrey, or you do not have enough funds in your account to the terminal window, which is what we expected from the program. Next, we can try the print method that should print the account details, which is the name and the final balance to the console. As you can see, it has already printed all the account names and account balances correctly to the console, which means our program worked as expected. And as you saw with the discussion within our program, we didn't encounter any of the errors within the program, and the debugging process went smoothly, which means our program works as expected and perfectly. Thank you.